What do you look for in a business partner?
Oh my gosh, lots of money I can waste. No,
Not previously. What have you learned?
I never take money for the business partners. That's the booger. They always take money from me. Well, at a core, if a business partner is great at what you're great at, one of you is unnecessary, right? So you're definitely looking for the yin to your yang. What do I look for in a business partner? Somebody who does something really well and doesn't sell it well. That's me.
Yes.
I'm operationally uninterested. I can operate a business. You put a gun to my head, I can operate a business. If I had to eat, I can operate a business. I'm in a privileged position right now because I've been around a long time. I made a lot of money. I don't have to operate businesses anymore. I can just come up with groovy ideas, figure out how to sell the thing, and then, hey, Emma, I do, hey, Emma. That should be your website. It should just be, hey, Emma. Hey, Emma.
You're the only person I let do that.
Here's a wrench, as she says. And someone else will operate the business for me. But it's really ideal for me if I'm going to be a business partner with someone. I don't need another marketer. I don't need another sales guy. I don't need another ideas person. I need someone who executes well. If I just need somebody that executes well on my plan, I'll just hire someone. If I'm looking to be a business partner with someone, I'm looking for someone who's already figured out a thing to do. It's working. I love to say it's working in spite of them. The business is working to some level, even though I can look at it in 5 minutes and say, you've missed the avatar, the aesthetics suck, the messaging is bland and basic, and you're still making money. And you're operating, because the challenge for me is I tend to make things really big, really fast. And you would think that would be a blessing. But it's definitely a blessing and a curse. When you go in...
Your counterpart has to be good at operations and scale.
Really good. I've went into businesses before. We bought a water filtration company. I talk about it a lot because it's a great example. The business went up 400 and something % within a matter of 3 months. And we almost bankrupted the thing. We didn't realize we had all kinds of operational challenges until it got tested by fire. It was operationally okay running at a $2 million level. When it went to an $8 million tracking within 30 days, it wasn't ready for $8 million.
Right.
The wheels fell off the bus and springs busted out of the engine and everything else that could go wrong happened.
That was pre-Emma days for those of you.
Yeah, there's definitely pre-Emma days. And it worked out eventually, but it was never a successful company. And frankly, we sold it back to the original founders because they were very uncomfortable with the growth. When you take a company, you got to have somebody that already does something well. You do it very well, but you don't know how to sell it. But you are willing to listen to take on the pains of growth. Because I'm not going to get involved in the business if I can't grow the business, clearly. And if I grow the business, there's going to be growing pains. Every business that grows has growing pains. Every single solitary one. And let me tell you, they're ugly. Especially if you're going between $2 million and $10 million, which is always my path. I love to get involved with businesses that are doing $1 million to $2 million a year and then get them to 10 million. And oftentimes I can do that in a calendar year if they can stand it. If it's a matter of whether or not they can stand the heat.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of heat and it's painful and it's not very profitable. You may not make any more money at $8 million than you made at $2 million and may make less. When you
likely will make less.
When you get to 10, you've been through a chasm where money starts freeing up. And then you'll start working toward the next chasm, which is 20. And the next chasm, that's 50. And I don't go to the 50s. I roll out in the 20s. I love to come into a company in the $1 to $3 million range, drive it into the 20s, and sell. That's Perry D in a nutshell right there. That's exactly what I enjoy doing. And I'm really good at that. I know my wheelhouse. Emma can take your company $50, $100, $200 million operationally if you're a great visionary entrepreneur that's a great product creator. We have different skill sets. It's not fun to me at that point either, by the way.
Yeah. You have a lot more fun from 1 to 8, I think, is where you really get the most excited. For me,
I can have a dozen of those, which is cool.
Right.
Yeah. We interrupt this pod to bring you this really special announcement. You need to go right now Well, maybe do they want to go right now? Want to stop?
No, at the end. We don't want to have them stop.
Go to trainwreckshow.com. There's lots of bots there, GPT bots that do things for you, that do a lot of your work. So you don't have to work so much and drink more beer. The episode archives are over there. There's all of our resources, worksheets, workbooks. Everything that we've done that we give away is over there. Go get it right now. There's a lot of resources there. Way more resources than you get when you buy a lot of communities, I think.
And don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can catch every episode as soon as it hits. We'll send you a notification.
It doesn't mean you're liking Emma, by the way, because I know that slows us down on our likes. You can just click and say, I like Perry. You don't have to like Emma. It works the same way.
For me, what I look for in a business partner, similar to Perry, is he or she a yin to my... I don't think I could ever be in business with a woman, actually. So I'm just going to say, hey, you can hate me in the comments. I just don't vibe well with chicks. But we have a business together.
They're all a pain in the ass. That's why. I'm just kidding.
No.
I actually really like working with women. The best CEOs I've had have all been women.
All your C-suite is females. For a business partner, I definitely prefer male. We have a business together. We're writing a book together. I work with you in a lot of your companies on your C-suite team. But for me, for a business partner, I have a few. I don't really like 50-50. I actually learned that recently. We're 50-50 in our business. But overall, I think there should be someone who's responsible for the day-to-day of the business. And then there should be an advisory type role.
There's an amazing book called Slicing Pie. Have I told you about that? A great book. And it talks about how to divvy up equity.
Right.
And the first page of the book is 50-50 is never the answer.
Yeah. I mean, if I do think that in some occasions, like the current business that we have together makes total sense to be 50-50. But on the average business, particularly where you have a yin and yang situation, one person's putting a lot more work in than the other. And so that's number one.
One decision maker at the end of the day.
I used to preach on if you're, you should be in unity on all your decisions. You shouldn't move forward. On the short term, sure. On the longevity of a business, it's just way too difficult.
There's never presidents of the United States. There's very rarely CEOs. That does happen. But it's very, very rare. There's usually one decision maker at the end of the day.
High-level decisions, whether we should take an owner distribution, sure, that can be a joint decision, but the day-to-day needs to be on one person. In any event, for a business partner, they have to be as excited about the business as I am, not just in it for cash. I am never going to be in a business for cash. It's not who I am. I love money. I want to make more money. I'm totally interested in more money, but they have to be interested in the business. They have to be excited about the business. The next thing is I want someone who is obsessed with growth. They need to be a reader. They need to be an avid learner. And they have to know and believe that they are not smart and they don't belong in every mastermind. That's so big for me. If you're in a mastermind and you think you belong, you can't be my business partner. I want you to feel like you don't belong. I want you to feel stupid because that means that you're going to be driving to learn because you know that we all are stupid. The world is changing and things are changing so quickly that if you're not obsessed about growth, personal growth, you're not going to stand out. You're not going to be able to succeed. And I'm just not interested in taking that journey with someone who's not. Those are mine.
Those are good.
And really important to me. I've learned a lot over the past few years as far as business partners go, and that's big for me.
I can tell you a whole lot of stories about what kind of business partner you don't want.
Yeah. I'll take a lot of advice from you.
Turds there.
How to get out of a business partnership, sure. To get in one,
which is an art.
I'm staying. It is.
Getting out business partnerships is a... Boy, it's an art.
Unfortunately, you're really good at that part, but getting into business relationships isn't a conversation I'm going to have with you.
Marriages.
Or marriages.